Hey everyone, reading Isaiah 5 this morning. Now I will sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved concerning his vineyard. If you hear purring in the background, that's my cat. She's purring a little loud this morning. My well-beloved has a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, and he fenced it and removed his stones and planted it with the choicest vine. And he built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress in it. And he expected it to bring forth good grapes, but it brought forth wild grapes. Now, O inhabitants of Israel and men of Judah, judge between my vineyard and me. What more could have been done unto my vineyard that I have not done in it? Why, when I expected it to bring forth good grapes, did it bring forth wild grapes? Now I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away its hedge, and it will be consumed. I will break down its wall, and it shall be trodden down. And I will lay it waste, shall not be pruned or dug, but briars and thorns shall come up. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain on it. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. Thus he looked for justice, but saw oppression, for righteousness, but heard a cry. Woe to those who join house to house, who add field to field, until there is no more space, where there may live alone, where they may live alone in the midst of the land. And in my ears, the Lord of hosts said, truly many houses shall be desolate, even great and beautiful without inhabitants. For 10 acres of vineyard shall yield one bath. Footnotes say that's about 6 gallons or 22 liters. And the homer of seed shall yield an ephah. Again, the footnotes say about 360 pounds. Woe to those who rise up early in the morning, that they may pursue strong drink, who continue late in the evening until wine inflames them. The lyre and the harp, the tambourine and pipe, and wine are in their feasts, but they do not regard the deeds of the Lord, or consider the work of his hands. Therefore my people go into captivity, because they have no knowledge. And keep in mind, with no knowledge, the people perish. I think it's also a Psalm or Proverbs. But also, direction is a form of knowledge. So thus, without direction, people perish because they don't know where to go. Someone could be given 5 different options, but without an idea of what direction to go to, they many many times we give up. So thus we perish. And the honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. Therefore Sheol has enlarged itself, and opened its mouth with measure, and opened its mouth without measure. So their glory, and their multitude, and their pomp, and he who rejoices shall descend into it. I found that Isaiah is filled with a lot of allegory, but then again, many times prophecy is allegory. So if you look through Isaiah, a lot of it will be an allegory, because clearly Sheol, which was commonly known as the grave, says, therefore Sheol has enlarged itself and opened its mouth without measure. So their glory and their multitude and their pomp, and he who rejoices shall descend into it. Yes, it could be referring to them and to their literal death, but David also referred to in his Psalms that his soul was in Sheol. So it's figure of speech. In this case, it's a metaphor for them going into their own hell, per se, in their life because of what is going on. In 15, the next verse, the common man shall be brought down, and the great man shall be humbled. The eyes of the lofty shall be humbled, but the Lord of hosts shall be exalted in judgment, and God who is holy shall be hallowed in righteousness. Then the lambs shall feed on their pasture, and strangers shall eat in the waste places of the wealthy. So, my view is that it's using a metaphor and not literally that these people are dying, but that, and plus the grave can't literally open. So it's a metaphor for these people who are entering into their own version of hell in their life. Then continuing in 18, woe to those who draw iniquity with the cords of falsehood, lying, and sin as if with a cart rope, who say, let him make speed and hasten his work, that we may see it, and let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel draw near and come, that we may know it. So even with everything that's going on, they're still desiring to hear from God, but he's not having it. 20. Woe to those who call good, or woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who exchange darkness for light and light for darkness, who exchange better for sweet and sweet for better. Woe to those who are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Woe to those who are mighty to drink wine, and men who of strength to mingle strong drink, who justify the wicked for a reward, and take away the justice of the righteousness, and take away the justice of the righteous from him. So that one right there, this could easily be someone who celebrates or acknowledges wickedness, sin, whatever you want to call it, it's still the same for a reward. But this reward could be something as simple as just the person's, their friends, whatever you want to call it, thanks. No, and they could be absolutely blind to what's going on, and thus remove the justice and righteousness from the person who actually deserves the righteousness and the justice, rather than the wicked in their decision. Continuing, therefore, as the fire devours the stubble, and the flame consumes the chaff, so their root shall be rottenness, and their bosom shall go up as dust, because they have cast away the law of the Lord of hosts, and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel. So basically, verse 24 is the consequence of 23 and possibly even before. 25. Therefore, the anger of the Lord burns against his people, and he has stretched out his hand against them, and has and has stricken them, and the hills trembled. Their corpses were their corpses were strewn in the midst of the streets. For as this for all this his anger is not turned away, and his hand is still stretched out. He will lift up a banner to the nations from afar, and will hiss at them from the ends of the earth. Certainly he shall come with speed swiftly. No one shall be weary or stumble among them. No one shall no one shall slumber or sleep. Neither shall the girdle of their loins be loosed, not the strap of their shoes be broken. Their arrows are sharp, and their bows bent. Their horses' hooves their horses' hooves shall seem like flint, and their wheels like a whirlwind. Their roaring shall be like a lion, and shall roar like young lions. And they shall roar and lay hold of the prey, and shall carry it away, and no one shall deliver it. In that day they shall roar against them like the roaring of the sea. And if one looks to the land, only darkness and sorrow, and the light is darkened by the clouds.